On Hulu, I watched from 1979, the Amityville Horror. Hadn't seen this movie before, familiar with the title, maybe you are too. I was kind of under this impression that this was a classic. You know, this is actually a movie that's trying to rip off The Exorcist, purported to be over a true story, and with those based on true story inspirations, I think you find that the action and the antics, the horror, the ghost elements, too restrained to be terribly interesting. So Josh Brolin, and is it Margot Kidder? Is that her name? Margot or Margaret? I get that shit mixed up. Lois Lane, and the guy from the original Westworld. They go by this house. Guess it's in New York. And earlier there, I think they said 6 years earlier, family, 6 months or 6 years, not that it matters. Family was killed in the night. I guess one of their sons gunned them all down, shotgun. Didn't wake up anybody. Now, say your spouse is getting shotgunned in the bed next to you. You think you're going to notice? Probably. So, they find out that their house seems to be a little spooky. You got Rod Steiger, I think, plays this priest, shows up to bless the house, gets scared off. In other attempts to contact the family, more bad shit befalls him. It's like, what's the limitations of the haunting here? Because usually it's like, okay, haunted house. Now it's like seeping across the highway. Oh, the car nearly crashes. Oh, you're giving a speech in church, now you go blind. It's pretty vague bullshit. You have a cop who's kind of investigating matters, and then nothing comes of that. He's just like, oh, okay, I'll stop now. You got no real scares. Hell, there's this part where they unearth this wall in the basement this dog's been scratching at, and then this face appears, and it's kind of a laugh out loud moment when it's supposed to be spooky. It's like, okay, so it's Josh Brolin's James Brolin. Did I say Josh Brolin this whole time? He looks a whole lot like Christian Bale. No bullshit. So anyways, he slaps around Lois Lane. Lois Lane goes down to this library, looks at some microfiche. A little newspaper reveals that the killer in the house looked exactly like her husband. She races home over the course of several hours. You know, if the guy's beating her around and she's like, that's it, I'm leaving, she would take the kids with her, right? I would assume. But that doesn't happen. And then he goes a little nuts. He's getting unhinged. She kind of, confronts him, and now he's snapped back to normal. They all agree to leave the house. But wait, the dog's left in the basement. Dad goes in. Brolin Sr. here. Goes into the basement, falls through the stairs, ends up in some ink or some shit, and then climbs out with the dog, attacking him at first, then pulling him out. They get in the car, never return. So no one dies, aside from the beginning. Is that enough scares to retain your interest? Because it's not for me. You know, it's an Exorcist ripoff. There's a lot of sequels, reboots, attempts, left, right, and center. Even the original's not terribly good, and I feel like it was trying to cash in on trends. Exorcist with the priest stuff, right? Over-dramatic role for that guy. Yeah, I'm just not terribly interested. I feel like if even the original isn't that good, but it made some money because of its true story. You know, that's all it really had going for it was viral marketing in the 70s. I give the Amityville Horror 1.5 out of 4 stars.